Welcome back to Honey I Roam. In this episode, we're gonna be talking about what really makes us nervous about our truck camper. It's a recent purchase, it's our new entire home, and there's some things about it that we still need to figure out. We've never taken this truck camper off of our actual truck bed, and I think it's gonna be a challenge. It was pretty challenging to get it on. Giulietta has been so kind to do tons of research about the best way to take this off, how to store it, how it won't mush into the ground. Let's go figure this out together.
When Amber says that there might be challenges with this truck camper, my heart just beats a little bit faster because I am nervous about taking the truck camper on and off. We have a stabilization system that we're gonna put underneath the truck camper while we have it off of the truck bed. Let's hope that these 24-year-old jacks hold up. I have been doing a lot of research on what is the most inexpensive, compact setup that we can have to be able to stabilize and support the truck camper when it's off of the truck bed. But we have to go get some more supplies, so we're heading out to Lowe's right now.
Are you coming? Come on.
I think we got everything covered. This is gonna be our first trip of many for the next coming months while we renovate this truck camper. Let's go try to take this truck camper off.
Let's do this.
We're parking the camper now is where it's going to be staying for a couple of months. We want to make sure it's just a good location because my sister actually parks in her garage, so I want to make sure she has enough clearance to be able to back up. Also, I want to make sure that whenever we're going to be putting the camper back on, that it's also really easy for me to be able to line up and get the truck camper straight with the truck bed, because I think that that's going to be another little hurdle that we're going to have to cross whenever that day comes. As soon as I feel anxious or nervous about having an obstacle, a task, my first instinct is to just completely go for it. Like, I'm not really settled until I accomplish whatever's making me nervous. For this situation, I'm really trying to take it as easy as possible. I'm trying to take things slow because sometimes I'll tend to panic if I'm out of my element. If we think for any reason these are not trustworthy jacks, we'll just buy some new ones and we'll wait to be able to take the truck camper off. The way that I really feel like I tackle my nervousness, whether it's starting something new, trying something completely out of my element, is just by doing it over and over and over again. And I know that the only way to feel comfortable with this is by just doing it.
You always have to start somewhere. It's never gonna be perfect the very first time, but you have to try the first way to see what you need to change about it for the next time. Hopefully it gets easier and easier every time and our anxiety level goes down and down and down. We have the supplies we need and we can just do it. So let's just do it.
First thing that we're doing is taking all the tie downs off, and then what we're gonna do is grease up these little thingies, whatever they're called. They're like a mechanism that the jacks start to go down. So we're gonna grease these up real quick, and then we're gonna start to lower them. The handle that we have to lower them is this, and we only have one handle. We know that electric jacks are out there, and I know that the electric ones are so much easier to use, but that was the difference between a $9,000 camper and a $3,800 camper. I know that we say that we bought this for $4,000, but it was actually $3,800. We just figured we would make it work. We knew that we were only gonna be taking it off very seldomly. We were okay with it. We were okay with the manual aspect. We would just take our time and do what we need to do to make sure we're able to lower and lift up these jacks so we can put this camper back on and off.
Slowly but surely. Okay.
Plan to be able to stabilize our truck camper is we have some pieces of wood. We drilled a small inset hole type of thing, and these stabilizers fit right in there, so there's going to be no wobble, and this wood is going to go underneath the truck camper and it's going to provide additional support. It's going to act as a stabilizer. It's going to help to prevent it from wobbling, we hope, while we're inside of it, and we can also bring the jacks down a lot while it's off of the truck bed. So we have our jack stacks ready to go with the wood on top of it as well. It is the moment of truth. We're going to be taking down the jack legs all the way. We have the jack stacks ready to go so we can place those underneath as quick and swiftly as possible, and then start to slowly bring down each of these jack legs individually. It's just so high up. That's the thing that makes me so nervous, is all of the weight is on the jack legs and they're just so high up because the truck bed is so high on the Chevy. I'm really wanting to bail out on this. I'm really thinking maybe we'll just keep the camper on here until if we ever want to sell the truck, but I don't know. I just think we have to get comfortable with this, because if we are stationary, we can't lug our camper with us everywhere while we're work camping. We knew this was going to be a part of truck camper living. The truck bed on the Chevy Silverado is so high up. We whipped out the manual, and according to the manual, you want to make sure the front of the camper is always higher than the back of the camper. We're going to see if we have enough clearance to be able to drive out from underneath the camper now. Let's try it out.
Yep, you're driving out. You're driving out. You're good. You're driving out. Just keep going straight. Yep. Yep, exactly straight. Yep. You're like to the inch on your side, but it might work.
Does it look good? I think I gotta lift this up a little bit more. I'm nervous. I'm going to cry. That was... I was going nuts for a second there. Like, I was getting scared. As soon as we started pulling the truck out, I was nervous. I was so like, oh no, we don't know if these jack legs can handle it, because the previous owner didn't really do it. He had access to a lift, so he used a lift. So I was just scared that these legs are going to be super wobbly.
He didn't use the jacks at all. He actually had this custom made truck bed that he used, so we didn't know that they worked at all. We just had a lot of hopes, a lot of faith, and we put the stabilizers under there, right?
And we were safe the whole entire time.
We were really careful to never lower or higher the jacks more than 4 inches at a time.
Wow, I feel like we need to celebrate right now. My mouth is dry. I was getting so scared. My stomach was turning. I was like, oh, if anything happens to our camper, and I made sure to clear the truck out of here just in case anything like tipped forward or whatever, and I didn't want to have to worry about anything happening to our precious truck. I feel so incredibly relieved, and I also feel really proud of us. I think the thing that was making me the most nervous was the jacks, was the integrity of the jacks. I didn't know if they would hold the weight of the camper. But seeing how well they did, I really feel confident the next time we're gonna have to put it on or take it off. I think these jacks are holding up really well, and not all of the weight is bearing on them. These stack jacks are taking some of that weight as well. These are just down enough where they're making contact with these pavers that we have here. So they're not going to be stressed out while we work on this camper, and it's already very, very stable. We went into the bed, we walked around inside the camper, and there was no wobble whatsoever. It was pretty simple. I think I was putting a lot of the stress and worry just on myself, and yeah, I feel confident about our future endeavors with this truck camper. Look at that cup of coffee. Today we are drinking Just Coffee Co-op. This is their extra dark roast, and it's absolutely delicious with my plant-based half and half. Winston is waiting patiently to go on a walk this morning. We go on a pretty long walk every single morning, and then me and Amber will typically have like a meeting in the morning talking about, hello, all of our YouTube projects and video ideas and renovations that we're going to start working on, and kind of the organization of that, because it can be a little bit overwhelming. We've actually been sleeping in the camper while it's off of the truck bed. Eventually we're going to move into my sister's spare room, which she's been kind enough to let us stay here while we work on the camper. We really feel like this is our home, so we love sleeping in this bed. It's super comfortable. It's been down in the 50s every night here in our hometown in Florida. And I was a little bit sketched out about the truck camper being off of the truck and sleeping in it, but I've actually looked up a little bit of information on it, and it's the weight distribution. So the cab over would never tip over because the majority of the weight of the camper is at the back. And with those stabilizers, we have stack jacks underneath here with a piece of wood. It's more stable and way less wobbly than when we have it on the truck bed. So there's no shake, there's no wobble. I can get up on the roof and do some work up there, which we'll do that in the next video. I know a lot of you tell us how important resealing that roof is, and that thing is dirty. I do not know if there's any holes or any, you know, soft spots or anything like that. So we're gonna get up there and check it out. And really cool thing was we did have a pretty heavy rain here in Florida, and this whole time we've had the truck camper, we really haven't gone through a heavy rain. No leaks while it was raining, which was really important. Winston's so ready to go on a walk, so I think we're gonna do that.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Winston's really used to having so much activity in our days, so we definitely prioritize going on walks with him.
This is that Florida flora and fauna that I'm talking about. Look at this. This is just a lot that has overgrown flowers and wildflowers. There's cactus. There's these like pink little flowers and purple little flowers. It's just absolutely beautiful. There's all of these vines that are running on the oak trees. I love Florida flora and fauna.
It's so beautiful and so natural and so bright. When we're here in Florida, our time is actually spread way thin, way more thin than it is when we're other places. You know, when we're on the road, it's just us. It's just me, Giulietta, and Winston. We have a lot of loved ones, which is a blessing. We are so grateful to have all of these amazing family members and friends around us. There's just more to do. There's more lunches to go to, more people to help, more things that we say yes to when we're around here. We have to be more creative when we're here. That's why we're really excited to be focusing on our DIY truck camper projects. The creativity will just be flowing. We're also always catching up on appointments. For instance, Winston's vet is here, so we're gonna get his shots and get his teeth cleaned next week. Just things that we don't do when we're on the road. They pile up so that when we arrive, especially the first couple of weeks and months whenever we're here, feel extra hectic.
Thank you so much for watching this video. Stay tuned for so many cool renovations. We love you guys.
We're Honey I Roam.